The University of Sussex has been fined £585,000 for failing to uphold freedom of speech. Turned out it was their transgender equality policy which stifled free speech on campus, causing students and staff to censor their speech. And it's no surprise that that was the case, because in the policy it said that transgender people must be represented positively within course materials. The Office for Students found that Kathleen Stock changed the way that she taught her course for fear of violating that policy. It is such that the Office for Students found that the policy created a chilling effect, preventing people from being able to speak their mind on this very contentious and hotly debated topic. Shockingly, however, despite the fact that they had been fined hundreds of thousands of pounds, the Vice President of Sussex University, Sacha Rose Neal, was on Times Radio today saying that they're going to initiate legal action and challenge this, appeal the decision on the basis that she explains in this clip, which I assure you will not believe her saying this, that by removing these policies or not allowing universities to have these policies at uni will not only mean that universities won't be able to protect minorities, but also she says that it means that universities will only be able to regulate illegal speech. In other words, she thinks universities should be able to regulate legal speech. I mean, how ridiculous for a vice president of a university where if there's anywhere in the country where free speech should exist, it should be at universities. Yet she says in this clip that she thinks that universities should be able to regulate your lawful speech.
We will be contesting this because the implication of the decision actually would make things much worse for instance, Professor Stock, were she still to be working for us, because it would mean that universities can't actually have any guidance or policies that seek to set expectations around civility, respect.
How ironic. I don't know if anyone remembers the scenes. Kathleen Stock's experience of having a coordinated campaign, not just from students, but from staff as well, for 3 years, which led to her having no other choice but having to resign from her position, to say that removing this policy would mean that the uni couldn't enforce civility and respect is absolutely ridiculous and so ironic.
Ways of speaking to each other. Other than those at the very baseline of what is illegal. So it's a form of free speech absolutism that basically says universities can only regulate illegal speech, and anything beyond that can't be we can't have policies about.
Why would there need to be policies about legal speech? This woman is trying to suggest that her university should be able to make up their own laws. This is why now we're in a position where you have less freedom of speech when you walk onto a university campus than you do before you stepped onto the university campus, because vice-chancellors like this woman are trying to create their own laws. And this is why it's so ridiculous that the University of Sussex are appealing this case, and they're going to take legal action against the Office for Students because they think that this has restricted their ability to restrict legal speech. I mean, you could not make it up. The University of Sussex is not the only one who has policies like this. Oh yes, they're all up and down the country at different universities, including my own at the University of Leeds. We have a policy that says that trans people must be reflected in a positive light. What other group in society has a specific policy that is referring to the way that they are taught about within certain courses? As I said, multiple universities up and down the country, including my own, have similar policies, which the University of Sussex has just been fined over £500,000. If they don't want to be caught out too, then they better start thinking about revising their policies, which stops people from speaking their mind, something that you would think that you could do at a university. Despite the ridiculous decision of the University of Sussex to appeal this, it is a good day and a good week for free speech in the UK and on university campuses. Hopefully this will send shockwaves through the education system. I'm Connie Shaw, thanks for watching. Subscribe to Reason UK if you haven't already.